Welcome to the first Glacial Geek Bat Rep. I am your host, Phil, the Glacial Geek. This is actually going to be the first of a narrative campaign between my Dark Angels and Matt's Grey Knights. So essentially the story is that the Grey Knights were called down to a planet to help squash a rebellion, and upon completion of squashing the rebellion, they captured the rebellion's leader, who was an Astartes in ancient black black power armor. And as they were preparing to leave the planet, the Dark Angels came out of the warp into the system and demanded that the Grey Knights hand over their prisoner. So when the Grey Knights refused, the Dark Angels actually blew up their battle cruiser and began to assault the planet and assault the Grey Knights looking for their prisoner. A squad of scouts were able to put eyes on the location of the Astartes trader back over here, and called in the Ravenwing and some fast attack options guys to come in and try to take back the trader, or at least pick the location so they could call in the Deathwing to take him down. So this is a 1,000-point battle, and it's going to be chose my guys with all fast attack options except for the one squad of scouts, and then the going against the Grey Knights here, and we're basically playing a modified relic game where that Trader Marine is the relic and he's immobile, so you have to hold him where he is. You can't transport him around. So we're going to do we're going to do random game length, and at the end of the game, whoever controls him is the winner, and we'll see what happens in the next step. Maybe the Dark Angels will have to try to get him, or maybe the Grey Knights will try to take him back. So before we go any further, we'll show you the armies and the psychic powers for both sides. To start off the Dark Angels, from the left, we have our HQ choices. From the left, we have a level 2 librarian with a jump pack, we have an interrogator chaplain with a jump pack, and we have a level 2 librarian on a bike. We have a 5-man scout squad with camo cloaks and sniper rifles. We have 2 3-man Ravenwing squads with plasma guns in each. We have a 10-man assault squad with a veteran sergeant with a power maul. And we have a 4-man Ravenwing Black Knight squadron with one of the Ravenwing Black Knights has a Ravenwing grenade launcher. And last but not least, we have an attack bike with a multi-melta upgrade. And now for the Grey Knights, we have, for the HQ choices here, we have 2 level 3 librarians. The one on the left has a demon hammer and a storm bolter, and the one on the right has a force stave and a relic bolter. We have a dreadnought with 2 twin linked autocannons and extra armor. We have a 5-man Terminator squad with 1 side cannon in there, and everyone's been equipped with halberds. And we have a 10-man Purifier squad with 4 side cannons, 5 halberds, and a dedicated transport of a rhino with a dozer blade. So psychic powers for the Dark Angels. The librarian on the bike rolled on Interromancy. He gets the Primaris power of Mindworm, which is a range 12, strength 6, AP 2, assault 1, ignores cover, sap will, focus witch fire. Sap will, any unsaved wounds suffered with Mindworm reduce the weapon skill, ballistic skill, initiative, and leadership characteristics by 3 to a minimum of 1 for the rest of the battle. So they both rolled in Terromancy, so they both get that. They also both rolled number 4, which is Maelstrom of Misery, which is a witchfire. It's 24 inches range, strength 1, AP 2, assault 1, blast, neural shock. Hits caused by the psychic power, always wounds on a 4+. The special rule has no effects on vehicles or buildings. The one in with the jetpack also rolled Seed of Fear, which is a malediction, causes all units within 9 inches, enemy units within 9 inches to take morale checks as well as pinning and fear tests on 3d6. And then the librarian on the bike rolled a 2, which is Righteous Repugnance, which is a blessing that a friendly unit within 24 inches is granted Rage special rule. So that's the Dark Angel's psychic powers. Now for Grey Knight's psychic powers, the Librarian with the Force Stave, he rolled on both Telepathy and Divination. So he got, for Divination, he got Prescience. For Telepathy, he got Mental Fortitude, which is a blessing. If the target falling back immediately regroups, addition while this power of effect, target gains Fearless special rule. Telepathy, and he also gained the Psychic Primaris, so Psychic Shriek, which is 18 inches, 3d6 minus the target's leadership, and they get that many wounds. The Librarian with the Hammer rolled only on Telepathy, so he gets the Primaris Psychic Shriek. He also gets Terrify, which is Malediction. Target has -1 leadership, and all enemy units have Fear special rule and morale checks, and they have to take morale checks at the end of the second phase. He also got Shrouding, and he got Invisibility, so that should be difficult to deal with. The Dreadnought has Sanctuary, and then these guys got the Cleansing Flame and Hammer Hand. So that's the Grey Knight psychic powers. Alright, so those are the armies, those are the psychic powers, and we'll move on to here. Dark Angels won the roll-off, and they should be going first unless Grey Knights seize the initiative. My Warlord on the Dark Angels is going to be my Librarian on a bike, and he rolled on the new Codex, the new Dark Angels Warlord traits, and he rolled Courage of the Lion, so him and any unit within 12 inches of him will be fearless. And the Warlord for the Grey Knights is actually his Librarian with the Force Stave over there with that unit there, and he rolled Intimidating Presence, which basically means that any of my units that are within 12 inches of him have to use the lowest leadership value when rolling for leadership as opposed to the highest. So it should be interesting to see how that runs. Maybe my fearless guys will run into his Intimidating Presence and basically just smash each other in the middle. So now Grey Knights will try to seize the initiative on a 6. Can he do it? And he does! Alright, so let's see. My guys are pretty much out in the open, so hopefully he can't move to within range and just destroy them before I get the chance to move. So we'll come back to you after movement for Grey Knights on turn 1. Alright, end of Grey Knight movement phase. He just moved those guys out of cover, moving up the board to try to intercept me before I make my way back. And that's pretty much everything moved. His Rhino back here just tucked in a little more. Now we're just going to move on to the psychic phase. He rolled 4 on his roll and has, what is it, 16 total dice against my 8 total dice, so we'll see how that goes. So the first thing he's going to do is roll, he's going to roll Shrouding on the Terminators. So he needs 2. Rolling 4.
Got it with 2?
Got it with 2. I'm going to try to deny that, I think. So I don't think I'm in danger of getting shot at, so looking for 2 6s and getting 1 6. So that goes off. They're now shrouded. Next,
Can I try for invisibility?
it's going to try for invisibility on
Same unit.
same unit on the Terminators.
So needs 2.
He needs 2.
Rolling 6.
He's rolling 6.
Got it.
He gets it off with 2. So I've got 3. So I've got nothing to deny that, so that goes off. They're also invisible.
That's it.
And that's the end of the psychic phase. So we'll come back to you with Grey Knight's shooting phase. Alright, so onto the shooting phase. He ran these guys up 6 inches, and now he's going to shoot his Dreadnought all the way over here into my Black Knights. So he's rolling, looking for 3s. Twin linked.
Alright.
So 4 hits, toughness 5, so
2s.
Looking for 2s. Okay, all wound. So it's not AP 4, so 3 plus armor saves. All right, and that's how you lose Black Knights. So 2 dead Black Knights. Womp womp. So these guys are the closest. And that's the end of his shooting phase. So no one can assault. So we'll come back to you at the end of the, well, because they're fearless over here because they're within 12 inches of my warlord. So they don't have to roll for that. So we'll come back to you at the end of movement phase for the Dark Angels. So end of Dark Angels movement phase, everybody just kind of moved up, just trying to get into position here as we're moving up the board. He's holding back, just waiting for me, and I'm moving up to run into his face. We're going to skip the psychic phase because nothing I have is really good to be used. So we're going to move on to the shooting phase. So first we're going to start with these 5 scout snipers, firing into those guys there. So new ballistic skill 4 guys are hitting on 3s. So we've got 1 miss and 1 precision shot. So the 1 precision shot I'm going to put onto his librarian that's in there, his warlord. So we'll roll that separately. Actually, we'll just exchange it for the green one. The green one's the precision shot. So wounding on 4s, 6s are AP2. Okay, nothing wounds. Great. All right, moving on. We've got 1 guy in range here, firing into there. So we've got 1 twin-linked bolter. It hits. Wounds on a 4. Nothing. Okay. Moving on over here. This squad is going to fire into that squad there. They're invisible. So we're looking at 6s. Nothing so far. Twin-linked. 1 hit. Wounded on a 4. 1 wound. 2 up save. And he's good. And then we'll do that 1 bite with the multi-melta into them. So got 1 bolter and 1 multi-melta. Multi-melta would be the green one. Hitting on 6s. Oh, looked like it was going to be a 6, but it wasn't. Twin linked on the bolter. That hits. Wounded on a 4. Nothing. So that's the end of the shooting phase. No one's going to be charging, so that'll be the end of Dark Angel's turn 1. We'll move on to Grey Knight's turn 2, and we'll come back to you after the movement phase. So Grey Knight's movement phase, he moved his Terminators up there. Looks like they're going to try to beat on my poor attack bike there. And he moved his Rhino out of cover here and up front here, so he's getting within range to Cleansing Flame these bros over here. So now we're going to move on to the Psychic phase. He rolled a 5, so he's got a whopping 17 dice to my 9. So we'll see how this goes. First power he's going to try.
Cleansing Flame.
Starting with Cleansing Flame, getting right to it.
Needs 2, rolling 6.
Needs 2, rolling 6.
Got it with 2.
Got it with 2. I'm going to try to deny that.
9 5s.
Denying on 5s? Oh yeah, because one of my units, yeah, denying on 5s. Oh yeah, well actually denying on 4s, because I'm a higher level librarian.
Are you 2?
I'm a level 2.
Yeah, so am I.
Those guys are level 2 librarians?
Squad, yeah.
What?
Yep.
Those little dudes are level 2 librarians? Oh my god. Alright, badasses. So denying on 5s, which actually might change my... I think I'm going to roll 5 to try to deny it. So, looking for 5s and 6s, I need 2 of them. Boom! Got it with 3. No Cleansing Flame for you, sir. Alright, next.
I'm going to do prescience on that squad.
He's going to do prescience on these guys with their Psy Cannons.
Rolling 5.
Rolling 5, needs 2. Gets it with 3 with perils. I'm going to let that go because I don't think I can do anything about that. What's the perils?
4.
4. I think that's just a wound.
Yeah, well,
No saves. We'll figure that out in a bit. And then the last anything else?
let's see. I'm gonna do hammer hand.
He's gonna do hammer hand on his Terminators. Needs 1. Gets it with 1. I'm gonna let that go.
And try for invisibility.
And now he's gonna try for invisibility. Needs 2.
Got it with 3.
Gets it with 3. Can I get 3 6s? I cannot. Too bad those weren't size and 6s. So they're invisible with Hammerhand, his Terminators over there, and these guys are Prescience, but these guys did not get off their Cleansing Flame. So pretty successful Grey Knight Psychic phase. All right, we'll come back to you with Grey Knight's shooting phase. All right, so moving on to Grey Knight's shooting phase, we're going to start with the Purifiers inside of this Rhino shooting out. There's 2 guys shooting against who?
Black Knights.
Against the Black Knights.
Storm Bolters.
Storm Bolters. Looking for 3s. 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. 1 wound. 3 up armor save. Good. All right, moving on. All right, so this unit here is going to fire on these bikers. The side cannons are only within range of one guy. So he's going to shoot them first because the relic bolter is actually 36 inches, so he'll shoot that afterwards because he can fit the other guys. So here we go with the side cannons. His AP has rending, right?
Yeah.
So they'll jink.
And the green is the one storm bolter.
The green is the one storm bolter for the regular guys.
Yep.
So here we go. Looking for 3s.
Twin linked.
Twin linked. Oh, prescience. Prescience. Forgot about those guys being prescient. So yeah, that's everything hits. Oh boy. So wounding on 3s maybe, right? Strength 7. So wounded on 2s and 5s. 6s are rending. Ooh, there's a couple 6s in there. 2s were good. Which 2 of them? So. All right. So those all hit. So let's move out the rending because I'll have 4 up jink cover save on that. So the rest here are 3+ on the one guy. Can he make all of these 3+ saves? No, he didn't. No, that's failed. So he's dead. Don't even have to go into the rending. So bye-bye. And now do you want to roll your special bolter? Special bolter, or is it storm bolter?
The Fury of Demos.
It's Fury of Demos. So hitting on 2s or 3s?
3s.
3s, hitting on 3s.
Wounding on 5s.
Wounding on 5s.
Nope.
Nothing. All right, so one guy died there, but he's within 12 inches of my warlord, so they're fearless. Didn't realize that was going to come in as handy as it has so far. All right, so moving on. All right, now this guy, Dreadnought, is going to fire onto those bikers there. So here we go. Hitting on 3s, twin linked on those 2. All hits. Wounding on 2s. All right, so 3 wounds. Take 3+ armor saves, and they all make them. Perfect. All right. All right, now the hammer-handed invisible Terminators are going to shoot into my attack bike here. Maybe just kill them off before they can even charge. So we'll find out. So we've got one side cannon, which I think is the green dice he's going to roll. And the rest are storm bolters. So hitting on 3s. Ooh, that's a bunch of them. All right. And then wounding on 5s, 2s, and 5s. Oh, 6s were rending. I forgot to jink. All right, so there's 1 wound automatic, and then 3+ armor saves. And I failed that one. And because I didn't jink, let's see what would have happened. Oh, and he would have been fine. But he's dead because I didn't jink. Lesson learned, kids. Always jink. So he's dead. Womp womp. That's first blood. So that's the end of the shooting phase. Do you have anyone in range for... Can't really assault anyone, so that'll be the end of the Grey Knights phase. So we'll come back to you at the end of Dark Angel's movement phase. Alright, so Dark Angel's movement phase. These guys just kind of shuffled around. These guys shut up here. You may notice that there's a lack of Plasma Dude there because he decided to pop a wheel and kill himself inside of that crater. These guys moved up, putting them in position to take those guys on. So that's the movement. So now we'll move on to Psychic phase. I rolled a 4 again. And so now we'll just move on to that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 4 dice for Mind Worm from him against the transport. So the sap won't work on it just because it says unsaved wounds. Can't take unsaved wounds, but the Witchfire itself is a strength 6 AP 2. So let's see if I can pop it, which would be nice. So needing 1, rolling 4. I get it with 4. You gonna try to deny that?
How many attacks is it?
It's 1.
I don't like it.
He's gonna let it go. So I have to roll to hit. So that hits. So strength 6, toughness or armor 11 on the front. So looking for 5 to glance. It glances. So it takes a glancing hit. Boom. Alright, then he's going to cast Righteous Repugnance on those guys, which will give them rage. So it's a Warp Charge 1, rolling 4 dice. And I get it with 4 again. Whew. So what you gonna do? Just gonna try to deny it with everything. So looking for 4 6s?
Nope, just 2.
Nope, just 2. So that goes off. Those guys have rage, which should be good because they're running into invisible guys over there. So that's the end of the psychic phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Alright, so shooting phase. We're gonna start with these scouts. Shoot into these guys over here. So we've got 5 shots, hitting on 3s. Okay, lots of 2s and 1s there. So we got 2. One of them's a precision shot, so we'll replace that with a white one. The white one's going to be on the librarian. So looking for wounded on 4s. Okay, nothing. So those guys failed again. All right, moving on. All right, moving on. These guys are going to fire into here. So I've got rapid firing grenade launcher, which is going to shoot the crack, which is going to be the white, and then rapid firing plasma talons, which will be the green. Those are twin linked. So looking for 3s. All right, that's a miss. Twin linked. All right, so 3 hits. So we've got looking for 5s to glance on the white, looking for 4s to glance on the green. All right, so we got 1 glance and 1 pen. No cover there, so it's going to be wrecked. Let's see if the pen from the plasma talon will blow it up. It does not. Weapon destroyed. So it's just a wreck. So bye-bye. Alright, so these guys disembarked from here. Now these guys are going to fire into them. So I've got the greens are going to be the rapid firing plasma gun, and the whites are going to be the twin link bolter. So looking for 3s. Alright, twin linked. Alright, so all hit. Wounded on 2s on the green, wounded on 4s on the white. Okay, so all wounds. 2 are just dead because those are AP2, and you get 2 3+ cover save or 3+ armor saves.
Right.
And they're both saved, so just 2 guys die. They'll have to make a leadership test at the end of the shooting phase. Moving on. Next, these guys are going to shoot into there. So I don't think they're within rapid fire range. Can you just check that out? 12 inches? Oh, they are? Both of them? All right, they're both within rapid fire range, so that's nice. So I've got twin link bolter shots, hitting on 3s. Thank God for twin linked. All right, so 3 hits, wounded on 4s. Okay, nothing. So moving on from those guys. All right, this squad is going to fire into these guys. So I've got 11 bolt pistol shots hitting on 3s, and then the white is from the interrogator chaplain hitting on 2s. So looking for 3s and 2. Oh man, that's a lot of 1s and 2s. Okay, so 3 hits, wounded on 4s, 2 wounds, 2 2+ saves. Oh, 1 guy dies. All right, that was pretty effective, but it may have made my charge longer, so we'll see how that goes. So that's the end of shooting phase for the Dark Angels. We'll come back to you with the assault phase. These are probably going to be these guys going in here. All right, starting off the charge, we've got these guys are going to charge into there. They need a 7-inch charge, but first we're going to do Overwatch. 3 Stormbolters. You got 2 hits. Wounded on 4s. Wounded on 5s, sorry. Nothing. So now let's see if need a 7. And they're in. So boop. And then boop. Alright, we'll do the other charge and then we'll come back to these guys. Alright, now these guys are going to charge into these guys. So they're going to need a 6-inch charge total because it's 4 inches plus 2 for dangerous terrain. So first we're going to do Overwatch. Looking for 6s. Getting 3. So 2 bolters and a side cannon. So wounding on 4s and 2. Just 1. 3+. Nope, 1 guy dies. Oh, that's going to increase the charge distance. Let's see if it's even worth it. So let's see what the roll is. Okay, 10 inches. That should get them in. So we'll move them in and then we'll go into combat. All right, so starting here, we've got them all moved in. Everyone except for the chaplain there actually made it into base to base. So that means I've got 11 Hammer of Wraths. So wounding on 4s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. So 5 2+ saves. Oh, 2 guys go down. All right, that was pretty good. Now we're going to move on to the chaplain. So the chaplain's going to roll. He's got 5 base attacks. He's got weapon skill 5. Their majority 4. So he's hitting on 3s. Oh no, he's not. He's hitting on 6s because they're invisible. So nothing. So re-rolling though because it's Zealot first turn. Still nothing. So he has nothing. So now we move on to 4, which is going to be pretty brutal for everybody. So I've got those. The white ones are the librarian there. So they're all hitting on 6s. Here, can you put some dice in my hand there? Thank you very much. Oh, get that guy in there. They're all hitting on 6s, re-rolling because of first turn of combat for the Zealot. All right, we're gonna figure this out and then we'll come back to you with the results. That's all the 6s that were in the first roll, so now re-rolling for a second round, for the first round of combat because of Zealot. All right, we'll figure this out and come with the final. All right, so we got 6 total hits. The whites would be AP3, but it doesn't make a difference because he's got Terminator armor. So wounding on 4s, 1 wound. Ugh, this is not going quite as well as I'd hoped. Yep, save. Oh, actually I forgot, these guys had rage, so I've got to do 1 extra attack for each of those guys. So we'll figure that out in a second. All right, so we're gonna reroll the rage roll, the extra shot, the extra charge for the chaplain. So hitting on 6 because they're invisible. Nope, reroll. First turn of combat, nothing. So then these are the regular guys and the librarian hitting on 6s. Oh, hey, 2 more. Let's reroll for Zealot. Okay, that was really good. Glad I remembered that. So we've got 5 hits, hitting on, wounding on 4s. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wounds, 4 2+ saves. Oh, another guy dead. But he'll get to hit back because this is initiative 4, so we'll just take him off to the side, but just remember that he gets to hit back. And then we've got the veteran sergeant over here in the challenge. So he's got 2 base, plus 1 for extra close combat weapon, plus 1 for the charge, plus 2 for the charge because of whatever, rage, sorry. So now rolling, looking for 6s, got 1, reroll because of Zealot, still just 1, wounding on 2s because he's got a power maul, that's a wound, 2+ save, yeah, he's good. So yeah, that's all my guys at initiative 4. So then moving on to your guys at initiative 4, hitting on 4s, hit 3, wounded on 2s, 2, and that's AP, right? AP3, so I lose 2 guys. And then the librarian, hitting on 3s. 2 hits, wounded on 2s. 2 wounds, so my veteran sergeant is dead, plus 1 more guy. So I lost 4. How many did you lose? 3. So I lost combat, but they're fearless because of the interrogator chaplain. So we'll just combine them in, and we'll do that. So now we're going to move on to the other assault. All right, moving over to this combat. I've got 2 Hammer of Wraths here. So wounding on 4s. 1 wound, 3+. He's good. Then we go to initiative 4. Everyone hits at the same time. So I've got 1 attack base plus 1 for the charge for each of them. So hitting on weapon skill 4. So hitting on 4s. Okay, just 1. Wounded on 4s. Nothing. Oh boy. Now here come yours. Hitting on 4s.
Just one.
Just one. Wounding on
3.
3s. Because it's toughness 5. Oh.
Nope.
Nope, nothing. So that combat just goes normal. So they'll just combine in and then we'll move on. So that's the end of the combat phase. We'll come back to you at the end of Grey Knight's movement phase on turn 3. All right, Grey Knight movement. He just moved down there. Is he still part of that unit, or is he separated?
He is still part of it.
He's still part of that unit. So he just moved down there. Rolled 6 for move through cover, so he should be good to go. So now we're gonna. That's the only movement that he had. So everyone else was either locked in combat or he didn't want to move like his dreadnought over there. So we're gonna move on to the psychic phase. He rolled a 4, so we got a bunch of dice. First thing, hammer hand on these guys.
Needs 1.
Needs 1.
Got it with 2.
Got it with 2. I'm gonna let it go. For reasons. For reasons that I know. That he also probably knows.
Psychic Shriek from that guy onto those guys.
Psychic Sheik from that guy onto those guys.
Needs 1.
Needs 1.
Got it with 1.
Got it with 1. Oh. I'm gonna let it go.
Hitting on a 3.
Hitting on a 3.
Nope.
Nope. Good thing I didn't deny it. So now, what are you doing now?
Invisibility.
Invisibility. Here we go.
Needs 2.
Needs 2.
Got it with a bunch.
Gets it with 3.
4. Oh, 3.
3.
Yeah.
Don't try to lie. Don't try to lie to the internet audience. So you got it with 3. I'm gonna try to deny it with all of my dice. Oh, come on. 1. No. All right. Fair enough. They're invisible again.
Then,
anything else? And then hammer hand on those guys. He's 1. And he gets it with 1.
Cool.
So they're hammer-handed. Great. All right, so that's the psychic phase. We'll come back to you with Grey Knight shooting. All right, moving on to the shooting phase. He's going to shoot his dreadnought there into these guys here. So looking for 3s. Twin linked. Ooh. So 3 hits, wounding on 2s. So 2 wounds. 3 plus armor save. 1 guy dies. So he's dead. Alright, moving on. Alright, now these guys are going to shoot on the Black Knights there. They've got rending, so I'm going to jink. Remember, I learned my lesson. So.
These ones are on both things.
Okay.
The green is Stormbolter.
Alright, these are on both knights. Green on Stormbolter. Looking for 3s. Alright. Alright, runing on 2s and 5. Alright, 1 rending, right?
Yep.
Alright, but they're, it's all 3+, so I'm going to roll them all. Because they've got the Raven Wing, which means I get to re-roll my Jink save. So I'm going to 3+ re-rollable. So looking for 3s. Oh, didn't need the re-roll. Alright, that's how you do it. Jink, jink, jink! Then moving on here to, these guys are within range of 1, so hitting on 3s. Oof, pretty good. Wounded on 2s, 6 is rending. All wound. So, here we go. 3+ rerollable. Alright, rerollable. Oh! Alright, so he's dead. Womp womp. Alright, so that's the shooting phase, and then we'll move on to the assault phase. Alright, so these invisible jerks over here, I'm going to do this first. He declared another challenge, so I accepted with my Interrogator Chaplain. So he's the highest initiative, so we're going to go with the Interrogator Chaplain. He's got 3 base attacks plus 1 for an extra close combat weapon, all hitting on 6s because of his invisibility. Nothing. Great. Alright, then we go on to initiative 4. You've got the 1 guy, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 regular shots. So all hitting on 6s. Alright, I got 3. Oh, this is 1 too. So 3. Get those away. Wounding on 4s. I've got 2 wounds. Alright, 2 2+. Yeah, that's how you do it. But he'll get to hit back. Yeah, he has to go on him. So, but he'll get to hit back. Then we'll go on to, I'll do my librarian here. So he's got 2 base plus 1 for extra close combat weapon. So 6. 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. 1 wound. 2 plus. Ah, he's good. So they'll both get to hit back. So Terminator. On 4s. 1 hit.
Running on a 2. 1 dead.
1 dead. Alright. And then onto this guy.
Librarian hitting on 4s.
On 4s.
Oh,
Miss! Ooh, okay, so we got tied combat here. We both lost a guy. So this will just keep going on. Hopefully he can't get invisibility again. So moving on. Alright, now we're going to go on to these guys. So initiative 4, we both attack at the same time. So I'll roll first. 2 attacks, 1 each. Hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding on 4. Nothing. On to you. Miss it all. Yeah, missed a bunch, but all you need is 2. Wounded on 2s.
there we go.
Yep. Alright, so they're dead, AP 3. Alright, so he'll consolidate, and then we'll move on to Dark Angel's turn 4, top of turn 4. Alright, so these guys moved around here, behind here, taking aim on those guys. And he actually failed his leadership before, fell back and then moved up again. So he's up here, ready to hopefully do something on those guys. So that's movement for Dark Angels. Now we'll move on to Psychic Phase. I rolled a 2. So now I'm just going to try to cast Maelstrom of Misery, which is a Witchfire. It needs Warp Charge 2. I'm going to roll 6 dice. It goes off with 2. Alright.
And who are you targeting?
I'm going to target those guys right there. So, he's rolling all of them. 5s and 6s. Yeah, I'm done with my dice.
4s, 5s, and 6s.
4s,
Higher-
5s, and 6s?
Higher level than you.
No, I'm a level 2.
No, I'm level 3. Plus
No.
I have 1.
Oh,
plus
what?
1 for the...
Alright. 4, 5s, and 6s? Did you get them?
yeah.
You got 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh, just barely!
I get to reroll ones too, but doesn't matter.
Alright, well, screw you. So that's denied. So that's the end of the second phase. We'll come back to you with shooting phase. Alright, moving on to the shooting phase. These scouts are going to fire onto those guys over there. So hitting on 3s. Alright, pretty good. 2 misses. One's a precision shot. They can't see the librarian, so we'll put it on to make sure that goes on to one of the side cannon guys. So we'll do the closest side cannon guy. It'll be the green one. So wounding on 4s, 6s are AP2. Okay, or I could do that. It doesn't make a difference. So now we'll move on to these guys. They're gonna fire into there. So I've got the 2 green are gonna be the rapid fire plasma talons. And then rapid fire and bolter from him. So hitting on 3s. Don't need the twin linked on any of those. So wounding on 2s and 4s. Alright, so just 2 dead. So just 2 dead. Alright, so we'll move on from there. Alright, now this guy is going to shoot into these guys. His librarian actually might be closest. We'll have to figure that out if they get anyone. So hitting on 3s. Twin linked. Alright, so 1 hit. Wounded on 4. Nothing. So that didn't matter. Alright, so that's the end of shooting phase. We'll move on to the assault phase. Alright, we're going to start out with these guys charging into that guy. So, see Overwatch first. Nothing. So I need 4 inches on the charge. Whew, and I get it. So those guys move in right there. Alright, moving on. Alright, this guy is going to try to charge into here. So we'll do Overwatch first, and if he survives, he needs a 9-inch charge. So, looking at side cannons and Stormbolter, looking for 6s. I see at least 1, 2 in there. 1 Stormbolter, 1 side cannon. He's gonna jink. So, all right. 2s and 5. 6 is rending. That's a 6 was on the Stormbolter. So, and this is the relic Stormbolter. So 6s again. 1 more. 5. No. So just 2. So 2 3 pluses. Oh, and he's dead. And he's dead. Great. All right, that was easy enough. All right, so that's the only charges we have left. So now we'll move into combat. All right, we're gonna start over here. So I'm gonna start with my chaplain. 3 base plus 1 for extra close combat. Hitting on 6s because he's still invisible. Oh, I got 1. Wounding on 2s because it's his Crozius Arcanum. Wound. 2+. He saved it. All right, then we'll move on to the rest of these guys. I'm gonna include the librarian in this. So I got 11 attacks coming out here, all hitting on 6s because of invisibility. I got 1. Looking for 4. Nothing. All right, so now hit back with your 2. On 4s. Nothing. All right, so that's combat. Moving on to the other combat. All right, moving on to this combat. I've got 2 Hammer of Wraths, so wounding on 4s. 1 wound. 3+ save. Oh, he makes it. So then we move on to initiative 4. So I've got the Black Knight there. He's got 2 base attacks, plus 1 for extra close combat weapon, plus 1 for the charge. Same thing for the librarian. So the librarian's going to be the white, green for the Black Knight. So weapon skill 4. So looking for 4s.
Probably 3s on the white. Librarian
3s on the white? Oh yes, 3s on the white. I'm sorry. So all right. So it's going to be 3s to wound on the green, 4s to wound on the white, but the whites are AP3, the greens are rending. Alright, so he's dead, because it's AP3, so he'll be dead, but let's see his attacks back.
Hitting on 4s?
Hitting on 4s. Well, actually, it's hitting on, oh yeah, it's hitting on 4s. So.
And wounding on 2, because hammer hand. Alright, 1 wound.
1 wound. Alright, what's the strength then?
It's got a strength 7.
Strength 7. So I'm going to take 1 on my librarian there. So, alright, so he's dead. He takes a wound. And we, that's the end of combat. So then we'll move on to Grey Knights.
Oh, no.
Nope, we just did that. Yeah. Moving on to movement for Grey Knights on the bottom of turn 4. Alright, the only movement he did was to pull this guy back here behind cover. And then we're moving on to the psychic phase. He rolled a 5, leaving me with 9 dice and him with 14. So moving on, what are we gonna do? Impressions on those guys. Needs 2. Failed. All right, what's next?
Let's see, invisibility.
Invisibility. Here it comes. Needs 2. Oh, perils.
Got a 3 now.
Got it with 3 perils. I'm gonna try to deny. Can I get 3 6s?
Yeah.
Yes, I can! Yes, I can! Yes, I can! Yes! I have a chance. All right, and a peril of 1. He's dead. He's just dead. Okay, well, that ended that combat. I will consolidate in a second. Is that the end of your psychic phase? No? Yeah, that's the end of psychic phase. Oh, okay. Well, that changes a lot of things. So now we're gonna move on to Grey Knight's shooting phase. All right. So these guys are gonna shoot over here at these guys. So whole bunch of side cannon shots. They're gonna jink because I don't feel like getting rended to death. For 3s. Did they get prescience off? No? Oh, that's right, they failed. Alright. Looking for 2s, right? Alright. And there's the 1-6. But that's a rend. Do you want me to, which one do you want me to do first?
It's 3 either way, right? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he doesn't have
Do the other ones first.
the other ones first? Alright. So I'm still gonna do the jinx save because I get to re-roll that. So 3+, re-rollable. Okay, they all make that. And then the 1 3+ re-rollable. Re-rollable. Oh, he's dead. So that guy is dead. All right, so that's the shooting phase there, and then moving on to his Dread Knight. All right, we realized we made a mistake. He actually passed his leadership test, so he only took 1 wound from that, didn't get sucked into the warp. So we're actually going to do this combat. Since the shooting phase he didn't do any damage, doesn't make a difference. So we're just going to go back here for the assault phase here. So my guys get to hit first. Remember, I did deny his invisible, so they're gonna be hitting regularly. So what's his weapon skill? 5. All right. Same with my chaplain. So my chaplain is gonna have 3 base plus 1 for extra close combat weapon. So he's hitting on 4s, not 6s. There we go. So I've got 2. Now rolling. Wounding on 2s because he's got the Crozius Arcanum. Of course. All right. Moving on to the other guys. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 6, 8, 9. 10, 11. So 11 attacks. Hitting on, oh, actually no, I'm sorry. Because I've got the Librarian actually has a higher weapon skill. So 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 3 for the Librarian. So hitting on 4s. Well, they're all hitting on 4s anyway. So okay. So I got 1, 2, 3. Wounding on 4s. 1. Nope, he made a save. So now he gets to attack with his 2 attacks. Oh, both missed. So this is going to stay the way it is. So now we're going to move on to Dark Angels. Alright, so the only movement was my Warlord Librarian guy moving up here. So he's got range and line of fire of his Warlord Librarian over there. So moving on to the Psychic phase, I rolled a 6, giving me 10 dice, giving my opponent Matt over there 15 dice, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try Mind Worm on his Warlord there. So let's see, I only need Warp Charge 1, but I'm going to roll all 10 because otherwise he's going to deny it. So here we go, looking for maybe 1 6 and the rest all 4s and 5s. That would be glorious. So here we go. Looking for 1. It goes off with a whole bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with perils. So you're gonna try to deny that? All right.
4, 5, and 6.
He needs 4, 5, and 6s because he's a big old jerk who's got a higher. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Denied. And my perils. All right. So he's dead. That backfired horribly in my face. It really could not have gotten worse. So that's the end of the Psychic phase. He just got Slay the Warlord, and yeah, that was awful. So now we're going to move on to shooting phase for Dark Angels. Moving on to the shooting phase, these scout snipers are going to fire into that squad over there. So looking for 3s. All right, they all hit. That's good. Wounding on 4s. 6s are AP2. Oh, okay. So 5 wounds. So 3 ups. Oh, 1, 2, 3 dead. Okay, that was good. That was good. Boom. All right. So that's the end of shooting. Moving on to the 1 combat over there. All right, now back to this endless combat. So we're gonna go here. First to go up is my Interrogator Chaplain. So he's got weapon skill 5. So looking for 4s. I should know this by now, right? All right, so 2. Wounding on 2s. 2. 2 pluses. Ugh, makes them both. All right, then moving on to my other guys. Everyone there is basically doing the same thing. So everyone's hitting on 4s. All right. So failures, failures, failures. And wounding on 4s. So 1, 2, 3. 3, 2 ups. He's all right. So now on to his attacks. Hitting on 4s. He's in that challenge. Oh no, 2 hits. Wounded on 2s. 1. All right. I've got the Rosarius. So 4+ save or he's dead. Oh, so he's dead because it doubles out his toughness. Alright, so I lost combat there. They're stubborn, so on 10 for the Librarian, and they're good. So that combat continues. Moving on to the bottom of 5 to Grey Knight's turn. Alright, movement, he just dropped behind here so that he's out of sight of my scouts, like the chicken he is. Smart move tactically, just kind of chicken move, but it's cool. We move on. So that's the movement phase for Grey Knights. Now moving on to the psychic phase. He rolled a 3, so that's how. What are you rolling on this one?
Invisibility.
Invisibility. Oh boy.
One of perils again.
Doesn't
Yeah!
He does perils, and he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, I've got 5 dice. What do you think the odds are that I can get 5 6s? Nope, just 1. So he's invisible. Unless he perils and dies
gonna be a 6.
right here.
Big 6.
Don't get a 6.
3.
A 3. We'll figure out what that is and get back to you. Is that the end of your psychic phase, other than that?
Yes.
Yes, so that's going to be the end of the psychic phase, so we'll move on to shooting phase. Alright, moving on to shooting phase, he's going to shoot into these guys since his guy perils then died. And then he consolidated up here 4 inches, so but now they're available to be shot at. So now moving on to the shooting phase, we'll have him shoot him. So go ahead.
Alright, hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s with the bolter, the only thing in range.
All hit.
3 hits. Wounded on 4s. 2 wounds. 2 3+s. Ugh, 1 guy dies. Alright, now we'll move on to this guy. He's going to shoot into these guys. So, hitting on 3s. Alright, no need for twin linking. Wounded on 2s.
All wound.
All wound. So, 3+s. Oh, 2 dead. Alright, so leaving them with that. So, we'll take a leadership test, and they're good. Thank God for that librarian. Alright, so that's the end of the shooting phase. I don't think there's going to be any assaults. So why don't you roll to see if this ends the game. So
3 up, we continue?
3 up, we continue. Oh, and we continue. On to turn 6. Alright, movement phase. These guys bounded up here to prepare to take on those guys. So that's the only movement that we got. This is coming down to the end here. See what happens. So I rolled for psychic, and I rolled a 5. So I'm left with 7 dice, and with his loss of the other librarian, he's down to 11 dice total. I'm just going to try Mind Worm. So, looking for Mind Worm. I don't perils, and it goes off with 3. So, let's see what he can do. Did he? Oh, that 4. Gah. Alright, so Mind Worm denied. That's the end of the psychic phase. Move on to the shooting phase now. Alright, shooting phase. These guys are going to fire their pistols into those guys. So, looking for 3s. Don't hit. So that's the end of the shooting phase. Moving on to the assault phase. These guys are going to assault them. So why don't we do Overwatch, and then we'll figure out the distance that we need if any of them are still alive. So. Okay, need 6s. Any 6s? 3 6s. Ugh. Alright. So just 2. Alright, 3+. Alright, both made. So we'll come back to you with the distance and the charge. Alright, we need 7 inches for this charge. Let's see if we can get it. Come on, 7. Yes, just in! We've got just in. So I'll get one Hammer of Wrath, and then everyone will be able to come in. So yeah, pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. All right, we'll come back to you with the assault. All right, so here we are. We've got one Hammer of Wrath to take care of. So wounding on a 4. It wounds. 3+. You got it. So that's a Hammer of Wrath. So now we move on to initiative phase. Is he a 5? Initiative 5? Nope. So initiative 4. So everyone's at initiative 4. So for my guys, I've got the Assault Marine there. It's going to be whites because he's got 1 base plus 1 for extra close combat weapon plus 1 for the charge. Librarian's 2 base, 1 for extra close combat weapon plus 1 for the charge. His are AP 3, so that should be interesting. So should I have one more? Why? Yeah, but the green is the librarian. Take that away. I know what I'm doing. I know math. I can math like a champion. So yeah, let's see. Hitting on 4s. Okay. So 3 hits. One of them's AP 3. So wounding on 4s. All right, just 1, and that's 3+. Oh, he's good. So now moving on to his assaults. All hitting on 4s. Greens of the staff. You want prone?
The regular biker.
All right. 4 hits.
4's on the white, 2 on the green.
All right. 4's on the white, 2 on the green. Oof. All right. So 4, 3+. Make them all! So that combat continues. Yeah, so that just continues. So we're going to move on to Grey Knight's turn. I don't think there's going to be much going on. I think we might probably shoot back to this, so we'll see what happens. Grey Knights, bottom of turn 6. Alright, so no movement, but we're going to move on to the Psychic phase. He rolled a 3, so I've got 5 dice, and he's got 9. So here we go. What are you going to do? Rolling Hammer Hand. Gets it with 2. I'm going to try to deny that. So, here we go. And I don't deny it. So you've got a Hammer Hand. And that's it. So that's the end of the Psychic phase. Now we'll move on to the Assault phase because no one's going to be able to shoot at anything. This is really what matters. They're contesting the objective there, that relic there. So moving into this one. So we've got... I'll roll first because everyone's attacking initiative 4. So the whites are going to be my regular Assault Marine. The greens are going to be my Librarian. So hitting on 4s. Of course. Come on. That was lame. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound. 3+. And he's got it. Ugh. Alright. Hitting on 4s. Oh, why can you roll 4s?
So 2's all around.
2's all around because of Hammer Hand. Alright, so 2. 2 3+. 2 1s. And your strength is what?
Let's see, the green one is 8. The white is...
We probably should have done that one at a time then.
That's fine.
Alright, I'm just going to take 1 wound on my Librarian. So he's still alive, but he's dead. So Librarian is down to 1. Alright, so that's the end of turn 6. But because they're both engaged in combat right here over the relic, we're just going to move on to turn 7. And we're going to end it at the end of turn 7, regardless of how it goes. So we'll see what happens. So moving on to turn 7. Alright, so moving on to Dark Angel's turn, they're not going to do anything except for this. So we're moving on to the combat phase. So I'll roll my Librarian first. He's got 3 dice, hitting on 4s. Oh, come on. So wounding on 4. Nope. So he does nothing again. This whole combat he's been doing nothing. Alright, moving on to your dice. Hitting on 4s. He's still got Hammer Hand, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. Just 1. Oh boy. Hitting on 2s. That's 1. 3+. He's good. So holding strong. Moving on to Grey Knight. Let's just do it now. So moving on, because that's the only thing, unless you've got some Psychic you want to do. Nah, no Psychic, because we're afraid of Peralzine and ruining this epic combat here. So moving on to my Librarian. He's striking at the same initiative as everyone else, so they'll get to attack even if he kills them. So hitting on 4s. That's... Where'd the other one go? Oh, no, that's a 3. So 1 wound, 1 hit. 4s to wound. 1 wound, so AP 3, he's dead. Yeah. But he'll still get to get attacked back, so we'll just keep him there on the side to remember. So, and 4s. Alright. 4s and 2.
No, actually, the Jink, because he's got 3 up armor.
So 2.
Yeah, and he's got Skill Rider, so.
So 2 3 pluses. Can he make it to survive? No, he can't. So he dies in epic combat. The Grey Knights, he's dead. But he survives with them. He has 3 models on the board. I've got 5 scouts over in Nowhere's Will. And that's how it all ends. They hold on to the relic. So we'll come back next time with the next narrative battle, which is going to be, now that we know where he is and we've gotten some sight on him, we're going to be calling in the heavy artillery and trying to take him back. So we're probably going to have a big old epic battle to see who can finally claim him and hold him. So until next time, share, like, and subscribe this video. Hope you like it, and there will be plenty more coming where this one came from. So until next time, I'm Phil the Glacial Geek. That's been Matt, and have a great day.